Uncles in Agony. Two blokes having a chat. My name's Mike.
My name's Joe.
We'll talk about relatable stuff, add in some humour, and take it from there.
So buckle up, baby. Welcome back to Uncles in Agony.
Welcome back.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Can't complain. Bit tired, but
Oh, really? Why?
that's par for the course, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loda's not too well at the minute. She's not sleeping very well.
No?
No. So selfishly, she's made me tired.
It's very inconsiderate, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well,
So,
you know. But that's just what you do, though, isn't it? You
mate,
you know, mate.
yeah, I am.
know?
Yeah, a bit of a hero in that
Well,
regards.
You know.
So she's very lucky
Yeah.
to be with someone like me. Yes.
I mean, I am jealous most times. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, mate.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all
But
right.
how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
I'm doing all right. Do you know what? I am. It is the weather, I think.
It's
Definitely.
warm.
And
It is warm.
I'm warm and burnt.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah.
Why are you burnt?
You'll probably notice. Yeah.
Oh.
That is pretty burnt.
What did you do? Sit by the window?
No, actually, oddly, I'd purely just changed the microwave bulb. So,
Have you been out and about?
well, this is the plight of being a redhead, I think, in summer, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
one change of that, but flash burn. That's what I thought I'm dealing with. Forget the sun; it's nothing to do with the sun. I've got flash burn.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
That is not good.
So no, I've been of some time out in the garden with the boys.
Yeah?
A bit of gardening, doing all the summer things.
Right.
Yeah, just caught the sun a little bit more than I should, really.
Did you put sun cream on?
Well, I mean, let's face it, I should wear it indoors and outdoors, but yeah.
Yeah, brand deal would be good, actually, wouldn't it? With his win or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
But, So that's a no.
No, absolutely not.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm suffering that, actually.
It's a bit silly.
Yeah, suffering that.
Yeah,
You know, you just
it's a bit
feel like
silly.
you're feeling really hot all the time. That's kind of that's what I'm feeling now.
I hate that feeling. I hate that.
But no, other than that, like, what have I done this week? Just been at work,
Yeah.
you know, as per, really.
Yeah.
Spent some time with the boys out in the garden, as I say. And, yeah, just a bit of chilling, really. So,
Do anything fun?
anything fun? Well, actually, just last week,
Yeah.
I started taking up a new hobby.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, I want to call it a kind of hobby at this point. I had a bit of
What is it?
experience
What is it?
in paramotoring.
What?
Yeah, paramotoring.
Para-
There you go.
nice.
Yeah, so over on Mersey.
What?
So I thought, I'd give it a go. I've been always intrigued by it, and
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, you know
Okay.
what? Yeah, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just so my first experience. You just get kind of familiar with things. That's really
Right.
all I've done at this point. So
Okay.
I'm a while before I start advancing.
Take to
doing
the
anything. But
skies.
yeah, no, that's kind of going to be the next thing.
So were you with someone or were you on your own? How does that work?
Well, so you're the only kind of experience part I did do, only the entry level bit, which was being tethered up on a
Right.
wing, essentially. So you slightly kind of take off just to start getting some experience with
Wow.
handling the stuff. But yeah, I mean, we'll go into that maybe a little bit more once I've done a
I
bit
need
more.
to hear more
yeah.
about that.
But yeah, that's my
Absolutely.
kind of exciting part of this
Wow.
week. And
Okay.
yeah, it was really
that's-
enjoyable. Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
So that's been my week.
I need to come and see that at some point.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to come and see
You
it.
do come and see
Yeah,
it.
that is-
Yeah. You can see
Wow.
my facial expressions
Yeah.
and
Woohoo!
yes, woo. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Very nice.
Yeah, that's my week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had an exciting week, actually, if you want to ask me about that.
Yeah, go on, tell me about your exciting week, man.
Yeah. I didn't take them, but I went out for lunch with my granddad.
Nice.
So that was very exciting.
Nice. Where'd you go?
The barn in Angers Green.
No.
You know that
Oh,
place?
yeah.
We went there for breakfast.
That's the thing
Yeah.
then. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Big time. Although, it did get me thinking, because on the way to get my granddad, I drove past my old school.
Oh, right.
And the memories, man.
Oh, you had a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, that's the term, isn't it? Nostalgia. Yeah, I had a nostalgic moment where sort of all my school memories came rushing back.
Right. Was this your high school that you saw? Kind
It
of?
was, yeah, and also my primary school.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have to go past the junction to go to my high school,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
we directly drove past my primary school as well.
Yeah. What was like the first? What's the first thing that when you go past?
First thing that I
you kind of
thought
go
about at school?
What's the first thing that jumps to your mind?
How carefree life was.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
My biggest worry when I was at school, primary school, was have we got football to play with at lunch and break?
Mm.
That was about
Yeah.
as stressful as my day got. Or is my Tamagotchi still alive?
Oh yeah, Tamagotchi. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a sort of a case of give it breakfast, put it away for a bit, take it out break, dead.
Yeah,
Oh, 4 days this time, dead.
I remember when that really it just took off, didn't it? And it was that have to have thing.
Everyone
wasn't
had
it?
Tamagotchis.
Yeah. Oh my god, the little computer animal,
the weird little.
You had like dogs, cats, dinosaurs. You had everything, didn't you?
Yeah, you had to name them. Yeah, they'd give birth.
You
had to feed it around the clock.
Yeah,
but no, mostly mine just died.
I remember when I had one at school, and it became such a thing.
When you were at school, you had electronics when you were at school.
yeah.
Both in our 30s. So.
The teachers, obviously, as soon as they heard because it used to beep, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it would beep at you to notify it was hungry or something. Yeah. And then you'd have 20 kids or so in a class, and there's just these intermittent beeps going in the middle of the teaching. And then that was obviously winding up the teachers so much. And then it was to a point where they were just, right, I'm confiscating that, I'm having that, I'm having that. I'm having that. And then you just had teachers' desks with about 15 Tamagotchis beeping inside of it. Yeah.
I wonder what it was like to be a teacher. I would love to know what it's like to teach children.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I could do it.
Especially with all the kind of, the kind of mad things that you see, when you think about being at school.
Yeah.
And one of the things that stands out to me was the school dances that they used to have. They did a kind of after school kind of, they'd get some DJ inverted commas.
Yeah. Most of them are in prison.
Yeah. Yeah. But DBS didn't exist so much back then. Yeah. Yeah. So they did. You went to the kind of school
disco.
It was disco.
Yeah,
wasn't
school
it?
disco.
Yeah. Not like a dance as in
Cha-cha slide.
Yeah.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah. And you had that. When you used to kind of obviously turn up, obviously so many of you went with your friend.
Yeah.
It was obviously a big social thing.
Yeah.
And even when I remember seeing the teachers, and when you see them in kind of normal clothing, absolute stonewashed denim, pure white trainers, standing there, you can see their faces was it worth the overtime doing this?
No. Yeah, I mean, you don't even think about all that when you're a kid, do you?
No.
Do they get paid to be there, do you reckon, in the evening?
Yeah, well, they must do. But bit of cash in hand for the dinner ladies or whatever it might be.
I'm sure some teachers enjoyed watching that.
Yeah. Although I remember the one thing that, when you think back on that was almost the boy-girl segregation across the dance floor was funny as hell, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did you ever have a slow dance? Where you had to pick.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. I think after that, all the boys are walking around. I've got a wooden leg. You know what
Yeah. Why have all these lads got bad backs?
We probably shouldn't talk about children like that. But anyway, yeah, man, school was.
That was an experience.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Talking to teachers.
Yeah.
There was always a teacher at our school that all the boys fancied. Always.
Oh.
Yeah, always.
It wasn't there?
Yeah.
It would always be the kind of younger, kind of teacher, and it was just everyone made a kind of a bit of a comment to you and stuff, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But there was also always the teacher that was a little bit suspicious. Do you know what I mean? Usually like an IT teacher.
Was it? IT teacher. Yeah.
I mean, there was a teacher at our school that would get very close to you, leaning over, as they would show you what to do on the mouse and keyboard. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Was that something you picked up at the time?
That's something I actively encouraged at the time. Come here, sir.
Yeah. I don't know to turn this PC on, you know.
Oh, it keeps turning off, sir.
No. Get yourself over here. Get yourself over here.
But yeah, man. Yeah. I think every school has it, though.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. It's that's certainly a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was the other do you kind of call that the school groups that you used to have?
Yeah.
More obviously, I think it was a high school, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and it was almost, it's like almost a prison, isn't it? Where you're like, right, you go into this group, you go to that group, you almost would hang out at a certain place in the kind of playground / outdoor area that you had.
Yeah.
You went to dinner with that group, you weren't always in class with the group because it was obviously, different.
Yeah. Different sets, different houses, whatever it might be. Yeah. What group were you part of?
Do you know, ours was actually quite mixed.
Was it?
Yeah, which when I think about that, so you kind of had the ones, you had the groups that were like, the kind of sporty football, straight off, tops as goalposts, football, every eventuality, any space you could. You had that group which was more... What was the kind of term? You had several terms, didn't you, for
goths, emos, rebos?
Oh God, you're bringing that back. Yeah,
is that what you're talking about?
What's the emo one?
Emo.
I remember the grebo.
Well, it's the same thing, really. Yeah, they're the same sort of. They're all the same sort of term for the same group.
Oh, okay.
The hair, long, black hair.
I remember the difference of the kind of almost the difference with the goth and the kind of grebo mix that you had. That was, although there were similarities, there were kind of distinct
slight differences.
I think it was a bit more, in the group that I was kind of in, it was a little bit of a mix, Although you did have the elements of groups that were very much, certain people were, they hung around almost exclusively in that sense. But no, I think it was almost like, me and like a few of our mates were just kind of a little bit in touch with a bit of a overall kind of type group, actually, which was quite nice to probably have when I think back, really. What about you?
Yeah, we had quite a distinct group, really, and we were sort of mates from, a few of us from primary school, from when we can remember. And then we almost like merged with another group of mates from primary school, but in a different area.
So you went to the same. Oh yeah, like you said, and we went to the same.
We were all like into football. Yeah, we had a nice little, quite a neutral group, really.
Yeah,
we all enjoyed school, liked playing football, but we weren't dickheads. No. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we were. You look at some people now and you think you're just a dickhead, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I don't think we were that.
No.
I think we were sort of pretty placid, just like
so for me, it was I went to a primary school which is completely different,
right?
Different place, and so there was kind of it was a very small kind of primary school we went to, and that was all it was actually.
Yeah,
and then went across to a different place that we weren't that familiar with, and then you did kind of create a new group essentially, because although there were maybe like a couple of things that naturally came across because it was just the selection that they made, but it was actually a very big step change from going for something kind of quite small at a primary school to then this is like 10 times bigger and not being used to that.
Did you find it daunting going from primary school?
I still remember the first day, first going on the bus.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Having a backpack that's like, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. The backpack is so big.
Yeah.
The uniform's big.
Yeah,
tiny little bit.
You're doing the first kind of, and that was the first of
the bus stop,
the blazers,
ties,
the ties.
Yeah, no trainers. You had to wear proper black shoes.
Yeah. And then I think the bus journey.
Oh mate.
I remember the first time and you had that progression, didn't you, on the bus? Which was that your year 7
hierarchy, the bus hierarchy.
Yeah.
Very important.
I think you started year 7, and it was You're at the
front bottom, mate.
and then as your years kind of progress, you become middle third, last middle third, and then work your way kind of towards the back.
Yeah, if you were year 11 and one of the cool kids, you were top back of the bus, mate. Other than that, you go near it, no way. No way.
But do you know the one odd thing, and I don't know, this is the one thing I don't know why we did this. This is one thing about the bus journeys. So we used to have a double decker. That would come along. So you'd go across all the stops. And I don't know why. And even to this day, I mean, it was well, I do know why. It was a laugh to us at the time. So we'd get on the bus. We'd, do the journey to school. The bus would pull up. Everyone would get off. We'd hide at the back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You were one of those kids, were you? Right.
Yeah. We'd hide at the back behind. Yeah. I had no idea. And then he took us.
I actually think,
again. I can't figure why.
But I'm pretty certain kids at our school did that as well.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, again.
I think it's because you thought for some reason, the bus driver was going to go back to the stop you got on at, drop you off, and you just go home and that'd be fine. I do remember a few days purposely sort of hanging around and not getting to the bus stop in time. So we missed the bus.
Oh, really?
And then it was a case of, we missed the bus, parents are now gone out to work.
Yeah. Oh, what
I'm at home all day, mate.
Oh, truancy. Shoot. I never did that.
Did you not?
I never once did any truancy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it often.
No.
Once a week, maybe.
Once a week?
No, I don't
do it often.
No. To be honest, I think most of the time it's because we were scared to get on the bus.
Really?
The drivers,
it
was like a race, mate. But I don't know who, I think they were racing like a Boeing 747 in the sky.
Yeah.
They, we're going down country lanes at 50, 60 miles an hour on a double-decker bus.
Yeah.
That ain't right. That weren't right. And we all knew it back then.
Yeah.
We all thought, this is a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
But, got the adrenaline pumping for school, didn't it? Yeah. You'd all be wired going into your first class. If you had PE, mate, you were breaking records because you were pumped. But it was a weird time, school.
Yeah. I remember, although this wasn't, I remember one of my friends, so this wasn't me, but about the bus, going on about this bus journey element, right? There was once an incident at school, and one of my really good mates, so he was in my form tutor.
Yeah.
So one morning, he wasn't there. And, and there were a couple of other people that were also not really like friends, but I knew them, they were in the same form.
Yeah.
And none of them were there. And I was thinking, that's, that immediately kind of, I picked that up. I was like, oh, what happened? Anyway, we'd done like first lesson, went to a break. And then all of a sudden he turned up. We were like, where have you been? What's happened? And it had transpired that, so his bus, which was he lived in a different part, different bus. So something had happened on the bus where like a group or a real big majority of the kids that were on the bus were, like you used to be quite, let's say wild. You'd be throwing stuff.
There was no fear.
No. And it was, anyway, the bus driver, how would I put it? Almost held
them hostage.
Well,
we had this.
So well, I'll use the term as it kind of then came out. He had a breakdown.
Oh.
So, and apparently the kids had wound up the bus driver, either indirectly or directly. I don't know which one of the two it was, but then literally was driving and like apparently like really recklessly and not stopping anywhere and actually took these kids on some kind of like mad journey, like really, like you're saying, like being a Formula One driver.
Yeah.
And actually in some kind of like breakdown thing. And even to a point, the kids were like, stop the bus, what and that.
Oh my
so there was obviously a big thing about it. I think all of the kids were taken off the bus when eventually the bus driver then went, I'm stopping the bus and you get off. Yeah. And I remember him coming. I mean, of course, to him, and to everyone, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they didn't really appreciate the perhaps the undertone of where that could have gone.
Yeah.
And we were, there was a big thing with all the children got pulled, and there had to be a full investigation, and the children had to be there was the element of, well, I guess probably the safeguarding and all that kind of had to occur. And I mean, to us, it was then like, oh, that's mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, you legend.
Yeah. Yeah. Carl, you managed to do that. High five.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it just shows the kind of, like what the teachers saw, like you said, what it's like with having,
there's just no fear. But did you ever get excluded? Did you ever get like proper told off?
I mean, I got into... No, never like suspended.
Right.
Never. No, so never exclude. Was it excluded?
Suspension.
There was suspension, wasn't there? And then
excluded,
which was it exclusion as you've been kicked out?
So is that the way we had it? I think it depended on like the severity of it. So if you got kicked out of a classroom, there was like a special classroom you'd have to go to, and like the same people would be in it every lesson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they had like exclusion house, which was if you've done something pretty naughty, you're like in there for a day or two. Like you didn't get to interact with anyone. Or if it was seriously bad, you'd be told you're not coming back for a week. Do you know what I mean? I got put in the exclusion house once.
What had you done?
I pulled a Mooney.
Right, okay.
And
context of the Mooney?
I think I was just showing off to my mates.
Yeah.
And we went into like, it was a lunchtime maybe.
Yeah.
And like all the clever kids were like in a room at lunch, studying or doing poetry or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And for some reason I thought it'd be funny to go in there and pull a Mooney. And as I did it, like one of the strictest teachers in the school walked in, and then I was like, no, this ain't good. Yeah. So
no, I mean, to be honest, I don't know why I'm so surprised because
I do it on the reg.
You do it. I mean, I don't know how you've retained your job at this point. Yeah, they need an exclusion room at work. I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If my belt wasn't so tight, mate, I'd do it. But and even like the vice principal at the time, she was like, "Seems a bit harsh that you're being excluded for 2 days for this." But like, we got to do.
Show us what you did again.
Yeah, he was a great bloke. Let me take a photo for evidence.
Yeah.
So get your hands off my shoulders. but no, that's the only time. I think I was probably a bit of a, when I like look back on it in hindsight, I think I was probably a bit of an idiot. I was a bit of a class clown, maybe at times.
Okay.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
And I think as I got older, that changed.
Right.
I don't know. There's just something nice about making people laugh, isn't there? Yeah. And at that age, you're very trying, I'd say. So I tried a lot to make people laugh, to my own detriment.
What was your best subject? Either that you were better at or enjoyed the most?
I liked the sciences.
Really?
Yeah, they were good fun. Not for any reason. I couldn't grasp or I didn't see the point of like religious studies and citizenship we had.
Citizenship?
Yeah, I can't even really tell you what it was about because I don't really remember.
Starship Troopers, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, we had to do that. What's that finger thing you do? Yeah. What is that called? When you split your forefinger? Yeah, no, I don't even remember what it was about. Maybe, but yeah, I didn't like them. I didn't mind English. We had an English teacher who just like, he just put on a movie every
movie. What?
He just put on a movie, and then we'd have to like write a reflective piece on the movie. The amount of times I watched.
Anyway, so this week it's Debbie Does Dallas. So get your pen to paper on this one.
No, we used to watch Avatar all the time, and what's the other one with George and Lenny and the rabbit? Remember what that film was called?
George and Lenny?
Yeah, what's that bloody film called?
And the rabbit?
Yeah, Lenny kills the rabbit, I think. He like strangles it.
George and Lenny?
Yeah, what is that?
Of Mice and
Men. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, we still did Of Mice
and
Men.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably know the name of it. We watched it, I don't know, 52 times a year. Yeah, English was all right. I didn't mind most of my subjects, to be honest.
Yeah.
PE was always good fun because our teachers sort of just said, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And we'd be like, indoor football, outdoor football. So we just did football. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah. But mine, funny enough, was IT. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I could fly that class. No, actually, no, it was genuinely, actually. I was, and in my kind of very, high school later on, kind of computers, fixing, doing all that kind of thing was my...
You didn't retain the information very
No, not at all. I mean, the fact that I'd spent the first 30 minutes of the day trying to make a microphone work with no cable in it, I've let myself go on that. So.
Oh, that's interesting. I think at our school, we never really took IT that seriously. Probably because of the teacher we had, to be honest.
Too scared to enter the classroom. Yeah.
He always used to get me to try and pull a Mooney. No. I shouldn't tarnish him with a brush, but he was a bit strange.
Did you ever have, like we said about this, almost that, you compare it almost to like a prison thing, don't you, with the kind of groups of people and exclusive. Did you ever have that kid that was like the go-to to get your stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't name any names, but
we and I think we had this one lad, and I mean, I don't know what he's probably doing now. I mean, he's probably a multi-millionaire doing the stock exchange and on a yacht now based on.
Yeah.
He was a pioneer, I think. And he was, what did he used to get? I mean, he'd almost make it seasonal. This was the thing. It was brilliant.
What's on the menu today?
Oh, yeah. No, so in the summer, he'd come in with frozen, he'd make frozen pops. So like, he'd get all like empty, like, used plastic bottles. He'd fill them up with juices and all the rest of it.
That is clever.
Freeze them all, bring in a full bag of these frozen, and then sell them. And then he used to it was that, he used to do cigarettes. And he basically, he was a walking newsagent.
Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, he did everything. I mean... Yeah, it was.
Wow,
it was quite the pioneer. But then it would. Yeah, I mean, it was toffee apples in November. Hot chocolates, you name it. He had it.
No, we didn't have one that went to that length. He just used to. I think he used to bulk buy sweets or whatever.
Oh right,
and then just sell them at like 50p a sweet. See what I mean? Like people were gagging for sweets.
It's a real profit.
Yeah. I think they really cracked down on it, but I mean, he used to go to the shop before school and he'd buy like these pack of 4 sausage rolls, and people would be like
really
pining for a sausage roll. People would pay like £1, £2 for one sausage roll.
That's brilliant. It is good though, isn't it?
Yeah, or like you and your mate would put in 50p each and then share a sausage roll.
Yeah,
and it's like you just spent £1 on a sausage roll that you can get a pack of 4 of for like 80p. But it's demand, isn't it? If the demand's there, charge the prices. Good lad.
Did you have this? And I don't know if this was where I was.
Up north.
Up to north.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, there was a part, and I remember this for a real good period. I must have been maybe about year 8 or 9 or so at school. And gambling became a bit of a problem.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the game that it used to be, but essentially it'd be like a coin toss against a wall, and you used to basically bet against a player, so it'd be you and one other person, and you used to throw your selection of coins up against the wall. And it was the person who got the one coin it was like bowls, essentially. The bowl would be touching the wall. So if you got that, and then whoever won everything that was thrown down.
No.
And that was, it was almost...
That's cool.
It was a mad craze because, fundamentally it was... the school was almost beside themselves. And there was almost these little... dare I say it sounds mad to say it, almost little arenas around the school. Which were the kind of designated, this is a perfect place to do it. And and I remember it was places where you're almost looking at the slide that you have on.
But you have to be in a spot where you can see if a teacher's coming before they're on you.
There was that element. But there was a perfect place around these schools. And the teachers actually had try to kind of intervene to stop it, because we're realising people were coming with their dinner money, which was dinner money. This was at a point where it was, you took in dinner money and you paid at a cash register.
Oh,
It wasn't like a top-up credit.
Yeah, we had a card.
Like
yeah,
they do now. No. It was you brought in cash and you bought your dinner every day, and then the kids started gambling. Yeah, there was no other way of putting it. It was a gambling thing. But yeah, you didn't have.
No, we didn't do that. I'll tell you what we did have. We had the game Knuckles. Did you ever have Knuckles?
Oh, Knuckles as in
where you'd smash each other's knuckles, and then we'd also have it with like a coin, where you'd like put your hand down on the table.
Oh yeah,
and the other one would flick the coin as hard, and whoever ended up having like the worst knuckles at the end would be the loser. I mean, we might have done that for a bit of money, but we never actually like full on had money gambling games.
No,
I don't remember that anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit casino, really, isn't it?
That is a little bit. Yeah. What school did you go to?
Yeah, but I don't know if that was specific to that one or whether or not it became, obviously an area perhaps thing. I don't know, but yeah, I recall that and that being quite mad. And you used to see, and I remember you used to have, there'd be us, which would be, you'd be doing it with like 10p's.
Yeah. Oh.
You had the older kids,
the money makers.
They were doing it. They were throwing pounds and pounds and pounds. And this is
pounds and pounds.
Yeah. Bang, bang. You're like, wow. And you remember thinking like, cool, they're in the big league.
Yeah. That's the one who's selling the cigarettes.
Yeah,
he's doing it with £10 notes, mate.
Yeah. So I mean, there could have even been like a bit of a soprano thing going on there. But that was quite mad. That was certainly a memorable part of schooling. So we had the fashion as well, didn't we?
Oh, the fashion.
I remember the fashion. What was the thing for that?
Black K-Swiss trainers comes to mind. Do you like K-Swiss? The brand K-Swiss trainers?
No, you see.
Yeah, they became very fashionable. Or all black Air Max. That's what the cool kids would wear.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, do you know the things that I'm thinking very early doors? So I'm obviously a bit older than you, We were both under 40. That's just kind of, we're between 18 and 40. So
neither of us are at the midlife crisis stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And what were the things I really remember? This is going back way younger, though. I remember kickers. Do you remember kickers?
We had kickers, with a red and green label.
Yeah.
And they were good for football.
You had the proper tag.
Yeah, the little leather.
The little leather tag was iconic.
If you kicked a football well with that, my word. That was...
You never saw it again.
No, that was going.
Yeah. What was the other one? I remember...
Did you ever have peanut? Where people would peanut you?
Peanut you?
They'd yank your tie as hard as they can. So your
your
tie would like go so tight that it was hard to get it off.
I remember you used to be picked up if you would be pretty much picked out very quickly if you had the big old kipper tie going on.
Yeah.
And you would be ridiculed to high heaven.
Did all the cool kids at your school have so on our tie we used to have stripes.
Yeah.
Right. So most people would have their 7 stripes in their tie.
Right.
And that'd take you to the top of your trousers. Right. But the cool kids would have 1 stripe.
Yeah.
And it'd be this tiniest little tie.
Yeah. We used to, and it was this kind of, it was almost like, I won't say neckerchief kind of element, but it was almost,
it was pointless.
It was just, you had it on, you had it on, and then you almost did that little knot, and then the rest of it was tucked away.
Yeah.
So you were almost just showing this knot,
essentially
was the tie.
Yeah, very cool.
I never got that. Really.
No, but at the time you think you're cool, didn't you?
And you follow the trends.
But you do that for your whole life. Yeah. You'll look back on a photo of you 5 years ago and you'll be like, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah. And wearing button-up side joggers.
Yeah.
But
they're fashionable again now, no?
No. Are they?
I don't know.
The old
the old Kelly Rowland
Cappos
or Adidas with the pops on the side.
Oh, no.
Flares, if you're under. Yeah. Yeah, I remember them. Do you ever remember the Top Man tops that were luminous blue, and then it'd be a luminous pink, edging around the sleeves and the collar? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one.
God, yeah, they were vibrant. But other than that, yeah. Do you know, when I look back at school, I always think now how relative and how realistic the In-Betweeners is or was, because I can literally, and I think everyone can sort of relate to each of the In-Betweeners, but you look at it and you think that's so true.
Yeah.
Like, we all had a group, like a mate who was one of the in-betweeners.
Yeah.
You always had the one who used to lie about everything. You know,
yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
You had the one that was just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And that one kind of almost the kind of geeky, trying to fit in, trying their hard. It's just a,
absolute loser.
Stay afloat, essentially.
But yeah.
Did
you ever have like any romance at school? Did you ever have a school girlfriend?
I had a couple, actually.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, can I say those school discos,
You always have been a good mover.
That dance floor. Yeah, and you kind of, it's silly how you think back at that and almost that was your first experience at trying to be serious with
you think that's it, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I found my partner.
Yeah. And you kind of have that almost like semi-serious kind of connotation in what you would call a friendship a relationship that isn't a friendship, essentially, and that being kind of an experience in itself.
Was, wasn't it?
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, same really. Like our whole group, a little bit ancestral, really. Like everyone was sort of just like dating each other at times.
Yeah,
which was a bit weird when you look back on it. But they're not really relationships, are they? They're just friendships that you occasionally kiss. At break time.
And then from the old kind of you get your friend to declare across the playground that you're no longer actually that person. Yeah.
Oh, James, run across and tell her it's over for me, would you?
Mate.
Bigger things are coming.
We've got different paths in life.
I've seen the light.
It's not going to work.
Did you ever have like, this is more primary school, like, I hope it is, but like kiss chase and bulldog? Did you ever play bulldog?
Oh,
where you used to have to run across the playground and other people have to like tag you.
I remember I remember the name.
That was good fun. Yeah, and kiss chase. That was always good fun. But I would always get caught by the girl that I really didn't want to catch me.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yeah. No, seriously, by the one that nobody wanted to be caught by. I worked on my sprint training for years, mate.
Was it like a horror movie where you did quite fast? It
was like I was stuck in treacle.
Yeah.
She's just coming closer and closer. The sunlight's getting less and less. Yeah, that was all good fun. What about sports day? Did you ever have sports day at school?
I remember kind of a sports day from, I think, the primary school years. I remember it.
Yeah.
And I think that was back then where it was, like win kind of thing. Yeah. Where, like now, I think it's just all about, it was the inclusion, isn't it? It's let's celebrate the inclusion rather than celebrating the win kind of thing. And no, it used to be, and that's the same, I think, with the, even like the sports side of things, wasn't it? If you were involved, like PE and stuff like that, it would be the absolute sporty, who's going to win, who's going to help me win, I'm going to pick that.
Yeah.
As opposed to sometimes that, do you know what, I want to play a sport with my mates, let's pick the mate, who cares who wins. No, it was very kind
serious,
of
wasn't it?
competitive elements that we had. And I think even with the sports days, it was quite a competitive time, I think.
It was.
I mean, I know when I take, when we've done the kind of sports days with my child, my youngest, there yet, but my eldest, when we do it, it's lovely because it's that kind of celebration of the inclusion. There is that part where I do think it.
Is there anything wrong with learning to lose and learning to win? Though?
And I'm kind of that opinion that it's like anything we're going to talk about. It always comes down to a bit of balance, isn't it? We don't want the, let's put that winner on the highest.
Going. Absolutely
and,
legend, mate.
And you lot, you lot have, do better.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, you lot, go to IT.
Yeah.
So it's got a word for you lot.
Yeah,
he's going to show you how to win. But no, I completely agree.
Yeah, so then there needs to be that, kind of, I think, a bit of a better balance.
Yeah.
Because that kind of then transpires into your
Things
life,
if you never
isn't it?
learn to lose as you get older,
Exactly.
even little things like going for a job interview and not getting it,
Exactly.
it becomes alien.
Yeah,
You don't
and-
understand what it's like to lose.
And it just becomes the, oh, well, you know, kind of, well, that's just the way it is, rather than thinking, do you know what?
Yeah.
I want the next one then. What have I got to do? How am I going to get better? Yeah.
You've got to have that competitive edge, I think
you have. And I think that existed more so when I was at school, where it was.
Yeah, I think we still had that when I was at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we still had that. People, I think it's probably the last decade or so that's become really apparent, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of not allowing winners and losers.
Yeah.
Which is probably quite, detrimental in the long.
Was there a point at school where you think, oh God, that happened? Is there anything that you kind of look back and think, oh, that's cringe? Or
most of it. Yeah, most of it. No, do you know what? I loved school.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed school. I had a great group of mates.
Mm.
It was just a nice carefree time. I hated college.
Did you?
Hated college.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I struggled with college to just want to be there. I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And because you have that bit of freedom,
yeah,
it was very easy for me to not be there. Do you know what I mean? Like when I was at school, if you accidentally missed a bus,
yeah,
like you knew there were going to be a telling off for that.
Yeah.
At college, if you missed a bus and didn't go, well, you missed the bus and didn't go.
There was no, And
I would say I'm someone who needs a bit of discipline. And that was like the first time where I didn't have discipline and I could get away with not doing it.
Right.
So a lot of the time I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, so mine was, I think my kind of transition into college, I did really enjoy it actually. And so it was another transition again. So what I remember certainly going from what was a, kind of 16-year-old then into college. So I went to, you've got two variants, haven't you? You've got the kind of sixth form, which is just with the extension of your high school, if I remember right.
Ours was separate. So like our secondary school or high school was in Brightonsea.
Right.
But our sixth form college was Colchester.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was a sixth form.
It was just a sixth form college that I went to. It wasn't.
I never really understood.
Our school had a college attached to it.
What was the difference? I don't know.
To what?
I fundamentally.
So I think
when you did sixth form,
that was A levels. Where like you had the institute in Colchester, which was more like BTEC, and like skills or like plumbing, electricians.
Oh,
and I think our secondary school had that, but it was more like sports focused. I believe like they had a football college and that.
Oh, so the college I went to, but again, it did have both though.
Right.
You went and did. So I went and did a BTEC. In computing,
No wonder you enjoyed it.
IT teacher had a real impression on me.
Is that why you walk like John Wayne? Everlasting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I still don't have to push, but there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, and so going to my college, you could do both. Where you're right. It was you wanted to be a bricklayer, like that kind of element. You wanted to be plumbing and all that.
Yeah,
it was a sports college. Was its, let's say, speciality,
right,
as it were. But I never really understood. But I get it. Sixth form was just purely the academic of A level in the subjects of science or
maths, English,
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where the college introduces perhaps more the vocational.
Yeah.
What? Never really.
And it's funny because I don't know whether it was specific to my group or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But like when you're in year 10 and 11 and you start talking about college, it was almost like A levels were top tier.
Yeah.
Anything else was below that. So it was almost like there was a pressure to go get A levels because getting like a vocational skill wasn't going to do you as well. Where actually, when I look back at it now, I'd have loved to have gone and done something like electrician or because
they are minted.
Yeah. Skills like that. There's so much money in it.
Minted.
I think for me, a lot of the time when I was like 16, 17, I wanted to go into the forces. Okay. That never happened because of a skin condition, blah blah blah. But so that was always my goal. It was either that or paramedic. but at the time you had to go to uni to become a paramedic through that route, you know, unless you were in the ambulance service, which you couldn't have done at that age anyway. Yeah. You didn't know that there was like that progressive route within the trust.
Yeah.
So yeah, I sort of put all my eggs in going for the forces. And so I sort of got into the mindset of like, well, what do I need A-levels for? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm here because it's a trendy thing to do, but like, do I really care? No, not really.
No.
So yeah, I suppose in hindsight, would I have rather have gone and done like a vocation or something like, I think they had even something like public services studies or something.
Oh yeah.
Which actually, you know, if you wanted to become a paramedic, what a great stepping stone to then work your way up through the trust or whatever. But, you know, that's all hindsight. But yeah, I just hated college. Could not get into it. I think I just didn't have the mindset. Yeah. And also, I mean, this is going to sound a little bit deep, and I don't mean it to, but at school you had a uniform, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to college and you could wear what you want.
Yeah.
I wasn't really earning any money to buy nice clothes. And I always struggled a little bit with like my image and self-confidence.
Okay, yeah.
So I hated the fact that I had to wear my own clothes.
Okay.
And that just became like a mental block to me. Okay. So like I just had these like little things that were like, oh, why are you going today? You don't need to go.
Yeah.
You don't know what to wear. I just won't go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I just struggled to get into it for many different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just found it. The only good thing about college was getting off the bus stop and there being a Subway.
Yeah.
So we'd all get a breakfast Subway.
But then having that, so what was your mechanism there at college? I bet it was go in, give them a moon and walk out again. You got all about.
Yeah,
not
go in,
clothes.
Moonwalk with my bum out, go get a Subway, go home. Yeah. If I wasn't getting a 6-inch from Sir at school, I was getting it from Subway at college. But yeah, you know, school's just a funny time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is a funny time.
It is.
But
that's kind of all that kind of, you know, those years that you do. Years is what fundamentally spits you out at the end, and then, you know, you turn out the way you are.
You are. Yeah.
For something went bad.
Something went wrong somewhere. Absolutely. But no, it was good fun.
Yeah.
School was good fun.
Yeah.
What an easy life. Do you know what I mean? I'd get out of bed at like 7:30 and I'd be home at 3:30.
Yeah.
Every day, Monday to Friday.
And you're always told, aren't you, like, oh, you'll never have it as easy as this now.
Yeah.
Appreciate this.
Yeah, whatever.
And you were like, yeah.
It can't get worse than this, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you go to college and you're like, oh, yeah, no, it can.
Yeah.
It can't get worse than this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it can. Yeah. Yeah. Now we're doing 12-hour shifts. Yeah. Shattered. But no, I don't think I'd change anything. Would you change? Actually, there's one thing I would change.
Go on.
One day I was going to college and our college was on a hill, right? And it was like icy and snowy.
Right, okay.
And me and my mate were walking there. And like, obviously it's the beginning of college, so it's like packed. And everyone was either going to Colchester sixth form or all the way down the hill to the institute was walking down that hill to get there.
Okay.
And we're walking down the hill and I just stacked it. Like slipped over in the ice. And you know, like, you're not badly injured.
Yeah.
So like, you have to get back up.
Yeah.
But you're like, you've like twinned something. So I've like got up acting all casual, but I'm limping and I'm sore. And I think that's my most embarrassing moment in front of everyone, you know? It's like if I was to get hit by a car, I want to get hit by a car. You know what I mean? I don't. Yeah. I want it to be like acceptable for me to just stay in the road. Do you know what I mean? I want my leg facing the other way. I don't want to just like do that awkward hobble away. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd feel like a right muppet. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I need help. Who knows? But yeah, do you have an embarrassing moment?
An embarrassing moment of, well, the one I'm thinking of actually, now you've kind of brought the embarrassing moment part. Was actually back at high school, and we did. Do you know when people used to do the elements of shows for like end of year stuff?
Oh.
Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so
memories.
This was good. What year would I have been? I think I would have been I think maybe about year 8 or 9.
So what year that age? 13, 14, about that age.
Anyway, well, in short, we did everyone had, you know, like people with talents would do something. Yeah. And me and a small collection of mates did a dance show. And wait for the song. We did it to Run DMC. Yeah, it's like that.
It's like that. And that's
one thing I'm quite renowned for as a pretty good skill, actually, and I still can do it. I'm actually pretty good at doing round-offs. Yeah.
What's a round-off?
A round-off. You know what a round-off is?
No.
You do a cartwheel. Halfway through into it, you turn your body, push down, and spring off. It's more of a.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. That's more like a breakdancing move, isn't it? Or is it a gymnast?
I think it is a gymnastic style move.
Wow.
Opposed to anything else. Yeah. And someone was good at doing a backflip, and they were pretty good at doing that backflip. And yeah, so you're kind of doing this. We're doing this element of that.
That must have been quite
like impressive. A slow type of break dance was the element. I mean, no one's like spinning on their heads or anything.
No.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. And yeah, so I come in at one point to go across the dance doing this round off. And I get halfway through, and one arm buckles, and I completely fold onto myself. Because so you imagine it. It's like you've started the cartwheel. You're in like a handstand position.
I can visualise.
And please do. And one arm buckles, and I completely fold upon myself.
Did you hurt yourself?
Not seriously, thankfully.
Just your ego.
But even managed to kind of land across onto my back. And now, as you know, being a fair-haired redhead, I mean, you imagine how red I would have gone. Yeah. So all of a sudden, there's this traffic light trying to style out the rest of this dance. Yeah. So, and this is the one thing always to remember: it's not impressive to make a redhead blush. And
oh dear,
I know for 100% fact I had that glow about my person when I then recovered myself off the floor.
I bet your IT teacher was loving that. Just rustling behind the curtain. Dear. School plays, man. Yeah, we did them at primary school. I know what you mean about like the talent shows.
It was like a show,
like secondary school, but yeah, primary school.
Yeah,
they were awful. I think I did it, and I was the prince in The Little Mermaid.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and there was like, yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. Nobody else did, but there was one bit where you had to like pretend to fall off the ship or something. I think.
Okay.
I just remember like absolutely nailing the ground of the stage. And it was one of those moments again where you like hurt yourself, but not bad enough.
Yeah.
So I sort of did the same thing. I was sort of had to like hobble off the stage. But yeah, no, other than that, funny.
Cool.
I'd love to see it back.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it back. Like that'd be brilliant. Did you ever do work experience?
Yeah.
Did you? What did you do?
Oh, you have to say that. Well, yeah, it was in a computer shop.
Not with your IT teacher, was it?
Yeah, he insisted I went to this. No, it was. It genuinely actually was. Yeah,
really.
I went and did my work experience was in a computer shop. Yeah,
I'm starting to paint a picture of what you were like as a kid.
Yeah. Well, I at times I rocked out at a chess club at times.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Yeah, that was a bit of me. But no, that was mine. Yeah, I went into a computer shop. Did you do a week? I think.
Yeah, a week. We might have done 2 weeks actually. No, it was a week. Yeah, it was a week. You're right. For me. Yeah.
But no, I must have done something right because I got a job at the end of it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So and then I had a Saturday job doing from that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So then I started earning a bit of money.
Yeah, that's a time.
Then on. What was yours?
Me and my mate went back to our primary school.
No, you did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
yeah.
And it was the easiest week. Yeah. It was brilliant. I wouldn't be able to do it now. My ankle tag would go off. But no, yeah, it was easy. Yeah. It was quite good actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but what were you
just like teaching assistant?
Oh, okay.
Because obviously when you're at that age, I think we would have been year 10, maybe even year 11. I can't remember. So we were like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Which primary school kids, you're like the cool older kids, aren't you?
Yeah.
So they'd like all want us to play football with them and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a nice little ego boost. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
That was the first time we looked good at football, when we were playing a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was good fun. Like, they let us almost like take PE lessons for them and stuff like that. It was all right. And then we'd have like a hour lunch, and we could just go home because we lived so close to the school.
Yeah.
So we'd just go home and play a football computer game and go back to school.
Yeah.
It was touch. Yeah.
No.
It almost convinced me that actually I think being a primary school teacher would be quite a cool job.
They kind of, teachers that I've known have said that, you know, I think they enjoy that because you've got kind of more of a moldable kind of element of, you know, young minds.
I mean, secondary school, you could be dealing with a right bunch.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember, you know, there were times from that perspective of high school where, I mean, it was just chaos for those certain teachers as well. And even the ones that could be, you know, even the less kind of experienced teachers, the kids knew that. Yeah. And they picked up on it, and they knew they could push the boundaries. They knew they could go further and the repercussion wouldn't be.
We had a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah.
This poor woman. And every time she'd teach our class, I always remember it, she was asthmatic. Right. And this boy, every time, if we knew we had her, he'd spray loads of deodorant. Oh, no. And so, like, 5 minutes in, she'd start having an asthma attack, have to leave, and we just wouldn't have a teacher for the lesson. And the amount of times that happened.
So she had stress-induced asthma as well as as well as allergenic in the air as well to go.
Bless her. So I mean, anyone that was in my class flat will remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
You didn't. I mean,
you bully them.
You picked up on these things, didn't you? And you were like, "Yeah, do you know what?
Yeah, let's get her, mate.
We can do that." And you know, there were ones that you knew those kind of very, you know, strict. The ones that absolutely came down with the hammer. Yeah, knew you'd be. Yeah, you know, you knew you'd be. Dealt with. Yeah. You know, send you straight to IT if you bad, you know.
Oh, please, miss, let me go.
But no, school, that was...
Yeah, man, I loved school.
What a journey.
Loved school. Hated college, loved school.
Yeah.
You?
I think I definitely preferred the college side. I think I flourished more in comparatively between the two.
Do you think that's because of the topic you did at college?
Probably, but I think more so when I went then into college, so the course that I was doing was like a 2-year course, I think. Yeah. And it was a combination of, I mean, there were more mature students. So I went from being there as a 16-year-old. There were others, a few others that were same age, but then you'd have, you know, there were kind of 25-year-old pluses even sometimes as well. Right. So you're, from finishing high school to that, a different environment then also. You weren't different. Then, you know, you'd go from high school having a bit of a dick about with your mates and, you know, having that just bit of a laugh, to very different environment and where a much more mature environment overnight.
You become an adult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what you would have done in high school, it just wasn't. It wasn't done. It wasn't acceptable. Yeah, and it wasn't.
It wasn't funny, was it?
No. No.
It's like you have 6 weeks or however long it is between school and college, and all of a sudden, pulling a Mooney is like, what are you doing that for?
Imagine me turning up to college first day, first break. Listen, I've got a couple of quid in my pocket, and there's a wall over there, so let's get this going.
And the boy over there doing a Mooney, that's good, isn't it? He's funny, him.
I am at home, so yeah,
this is wicked, man. Yeah. Oh, it was good fun. Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, that brings
it to a close, I guess.
I think so.
I am sweltering in here.
Yeah, we need to sort out some ventilation for this, don't we?
Yeah.
But yeah,
it is hot. It's hot. You're bright red, mate.
Oh, well, I think it's probably from all the embarrassing stories that I've been going through that's probably done that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward for the what's it called?
A round off.
Yeah.
I mean, one day.
Oh, one day.
I'll have to.
After a bottomless brunch, I reckon that'd come out.
Oh, please, yeah. I would fold onto my face entirely from that, wouldn't I? Yeah.
Well, no. Hopefully this was a bit more funny, something a bit different to listen to. It's nice to get that balance, isn't it? Yeah, much more light-hearted.
Yeah.
But yeah, sort of what we're going for, innit? Bit of a mix. Next week we'll do something different.
Something else, yeah. See where we go.
Any feedback's great. And also thank you to everyone that has listened.
Yeah.
We've put this out now, haven't we, for people to listen to, which was quite daunting.
Yeah.
But people's feedback's been lovely.
Yeah, it has. And
so thank you to anyone that's listened to it and shared it and done whatever you've done.
And I think if anyone wants to hear anything in particular for us to discuss, that would, I think...
I've had a few people, someone wants to hear us talk about mental health a bit more.
Okay.
So we can do that one week.
Yeah, we can.
But we're no experts in it, are we?
No.
But we can sort of give our take and our views on it and how we deal with our own mental health.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good one. But yeah, any recommendations, any feedback, please hit.
Yeah.
For sure. It's it means a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So
thanks for listening.
And I'll see you next time, John.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, take it easy.
Have a good one.